welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I'm Helen.
And we are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow. And Helen lifted Tabitha up onto the table so you may see a tail tip go by every now and then. Like, right about now. Because she misses us sitting when we sit and talk about things. We've been standing behind the cutting table the last couple of episodes because we were showing fabric and everything.
Plus, we're in the process of arranging things.
Waving our magic wands.
Right. At one point, we're going to come onto the podcast and it's going to be like, oh my God, when did they do that?
Yes. At some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the not so distant future. Besides, we have to get back to sitting down because when we stand up, you can see the drastic difference in height. Okay, so anyway, I am Mary Beth.
I am Helen.
We are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow, and welcome to the Hollow. It is Friday. It is Great British Baking Day. We have a few things that we get very, very excited about, but that is one of them.
It is a dye day.
I did see that Paul Hollywood made it to one of the finalists of the online voting for People's Sexiest Reality Star Judge.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who won over him?
Not Derek Huff. I'm trying to think now. Who won?
I mean, it's got to be
Nick Jonas from The Voice.
Oh, well,
He beat out
right.
Blake Shelton, John Legend, Derek Huff,
and Paul
Hollywood. Those were the five.
Okay. Well,
And Nick Jonas won. So.
I would vote for Paul Hollywood, but I could see.
Yeah.
Where some might think that was attractive. And there was a twinkle or something.
Right. Especially when he was
on The Voice.
He was really, really good.
Yeah.
When Blake Shelton and everybody were making so much fun of him.
And his notebook.
And he took it in stride, and he was really very, very funny.
He was also a really good constructive judge.
Yeah. So. No, it was fun watching him. So anyway.
Yeah. I got a new appreciation and less of my sneering Jonas Brothers thing. So
we're too old for the Jonas Brothers.
Yes.
Because
we're just too old.
We're just
we'll just stop.
Okay. Quick note. A couple of episodes ago, Tanya Hageman asked a question as to whether anyone thought about wrapping presents in fabric other than in paper. Tanya,
you're so on trend.
You are.
HGTV magazine.
I don't know if you guys follow or if you watch Making It, which I'm kind of hoping, fingers crossed, might be coming back in time for the holidays.
I don't know because
they haven't done anything about
COVID.
it. Yeah, I know.
I mean, they couldn't get them together because of COVID.
Well, they could do it like the baking show where they quarantined everybody for 2 weeks leading up to it. So that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, those are the Brits.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if you watch Making It, Dana Isom Johnson is the Etsy stylist or the Etsy trend expert, not stylist, the Etsy trend expert who is one of the judges on it. And she is the one that is saying that wrapping with fabric is
the
new wrapping technique.
Trend.
So, Tanya, way to go you.
Yeah. On point.
Yeah. Also, can I tell you, I adore the idea of putting
presents in a bookcase.
Presents in the bookcase like that. That is so pretty.
Yeah.
That is really, really pretty. So, this month's episode of HGTV magazine. That is where that is. Okay. And
surprise, we get HGTV magazine.
Oh, please. We got an email from Ethel, who is one of our viewers, and she sent us a cross-stitch pattern. And look at that. I mean, oh my God.
So cool. I love that.
So much. Thank you so much, Ethel. She said that you can go to her Instagram account to...
She's just starting in design, so she's not actually selling them yet. So I asked her, because we wanted to plug the design on the podcast, and she said, please just send people to her Instagram account. She'd like to build up the Instagram following before she creates her Etsy shop in the new year. So if you go to her Instagram account, you can see some of the designs that she's come up with so far, and she said that she would email people the design.
So it is Stitches by Ethel, Ethel.
Right.
So Stitches by Ethel.
And I'll put a link to her Instagram feed.
There you go.
So thank you very much.
Thank
Ethel.
you so much, Ethel. We're going to try and get that done at some point soon, but that is really,
Yeah.
I love that so much. It is so perfect for us.
Yes.
I love the little birds on everything, on the tails. That's
And the
so
look on the
cool.
cat's face and everything.
I know. It's like that long-suffering cat. So yeah, that is very, very cool. Okay. And then my third thing that I had was, remember my Christmas journal I was showing you? Well, one of the things I've been doing, Helen started doing it, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to steal that idea. 2020 Hallmark Christmas movies. So we finished 2 last night. We had gotten through most of Merry and Bright before starting last night, so we finished that one up. And I actually liked that a lot.
Yeah,
I really did. Like that a
I
lot.
liked her very much, and I liked that it wasn't the swooning female or anything like that. She gave as good as she got.
Yeah.
And stood up for herself. So.
And a good businesswoman.
Yeah.
I mean,
a smart woman. So.
Yeah. I also.
And you bought into the fact that she was a smart woman, because sometimes they try and it's like, yeah. Sorry.
I really liked the old-fashioned packaging that they did. It was all around the candy cane factory, and the old-fashioned packaging that they
very
did.
vintage.
Yeah, it was really, really pretty. So that was very cool.
He was very wooden, but
it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't too
terrible.
bad. Yeah, and then beginning to look a lot like Christmas was the other one that we watched. I liked Trisha Helfer, who was the lead female. Anybody who is a Star Trek fan will remember, or no, not Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. Pretty sure she's Battlestar Galactica. You'll recognize the name. I didn't think the guy was that great. I thought he was kind of next to her.
The story was also very weak.
But it was okay.
Yeah.
It was fun. So that's where we are so far.
I think so.
Okay. All right. So last week we promised you a nailed it or failed it. And we are here to deliver. And you can decide what you think how we did. Okay.
Mary Beth's came from a specific idea, and mine came from an amalgamation of ideas and more technique than anything else.
All right. So this is the one that I was taking inspiration from.
This is all around stamping and using our ink pads and that kind of thing. We have Distress Oxide from Tim Holtz that we weren't really, we just bought because it was Tim Holtz. And then we saw somebody using them and we're like, oh, okay, let's try that. So this was...
my basic inspiration was the overall look. I wasn't using the same images or anything like that.
It was just kind of the colors, right?
Overlaying the colors, and you can see that there's writing on it and that kind of thing. So that was the overall idea that I wanted to do. So I started by putting a circle cut out before I started stamping anything so that I could do the overlay and have that cut out for the moon. And then I went from blues, like a lighter blue around the moon, to a darker blue going out, and then I added in some purples down here. I did dark gray going around the outside of the card. And then I started putting in some stamps. Like, I loved this one of the dandelion, and I put some of the dandelion wisps flowing away. And I did it where I stamped it first onto a piece of paper and then a couple of times on the card, so that without re-inking the stamp, so that it would get lighter, fade more away, so it looks farther away. I added the fairy down there. And then the quote is, "Never stop dreaming." And then I had one that had writing on it that had a quote about not wasting time is basically it, that I did in gray. So overall, I really like the look of the stamp. What I did wrong was I over-inked this part so that the ink went in between the letters, so that now it's just a blob. You can't even read it. And then we have something that is a glimmer spray.
Shimmer.
A shimmer spray that I sprayed over it and then dried it. However, it made this run. So
that's the thing with the Tim Holtz inks and Distress Oxide is they're not archival. They don't stay.
So if I were
they
gonna,
are
water based,
active. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm just gonna do this again, I would do this in an archival because this I did in archival ink, so you can see that didn't run at all. So that I would do the lettering in archival as well, so it didn't run and you could actually read it. And then this, I don't like the print of it, or the font. I wanted it to be more cursive, but I didn't have anything. So I was just trying it. And I really have to make sure that when I ink something that's got a quote, I am just getting the lettering, not pushing it down so that it gets in between the letters so that it just comes out as a blob. So right now it just looks like there's a gray. If you hold it back here, it looks like there's a gray shimmer over the moon,
Yeah.
which is not bad. But when you get up close, then you can see that there was something there that just got messed up. So this is something that I'm working on and I'm trying to learn things. I love the colors.
I love the blue and
I
purple
thought the
together.
colors worked out so beautifully together. And I love using the archival so that this really stands out. I thought that part of it, I really think worked well. And I like the overall idea of doing the cutout for the moon and doing something in the moon. And I do want the look where it looks like you're actually stamping onto like a handwritten letter type of thing. So that's something I'm going to continue working on too.
So I was just trying a bunch of different techniques. Mine did not work out as well. This is what I did. So I started off with the green, and then I wanted to have the purple on the side, just to have the green and purple together. The purple got totally run when I did a whole bunch of other different things to it. So it became muddied. And by that time I just didn't care because my stamps were disproportionate to the size of the card. So they weren't working the way I wanted them to. So again, as Mary Beth said, it's a learning process and figuring things out. So I used the shimmer spray too, and then I tried the little dots that you can see. Those are supposed to be embossed, but our embossing tool was not hot enough, so that didn't work. And
What happened with the brown? You said there was something with the brown. What was that? Was it just that?
the brown, oh, this brown
Yeah.
here, I was trying to make it look like this was almost like well, it does kind of look like it's the ground.
Yes, it does.
And it's dimensional enough to look like it's flat ground, which is kind of what I was going for. And I think what happened was I got totally defeated when I stamped the mushroom and it was too big. It was bigger than I wanted it to be.
Okay.
Because in my mind I was going to have the mushroom and then I was going to stamp a fairy on top of the mushroom and she was going to be sitting on top of the mushroom. But placement and everything, she wouldn't fit anymore. So then I was just trying things out and not caring so much how it came out.
I love the dandelion with the two things flying off.
Yeah.
Because mine don't look like they're flying off at all, and yours do. You've got them put
Yeah, and
in
then-
where
yeah,
they're
I tried
supposed
that.
to be.
Yeah.
Because mine just look like they've fallen. Yours look like somebody blew it and the wishes are blowing.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that looks so good.
So yeah, no, so then I was just like trying things like, if I did that, does it look like the wishes are flying away? And then I colored in the mushroom using the Distress Oxide as like a watercolor, with a water brush and everything. So just trying things. So I'm going with a Nafale.
A Nafale?
I'm kind of halfway nailed it, halfway failed it.
Okay.
So.
Did you do it so that the orange of the mushroom was outside the lines when you were painting it, or did that happen
That
afterwards?
was with the shimmer spray.
That was with the, so you tried to keep it in the lines and then the
Yeah.
shimmer made it run. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. I was wondering if that was one of the techniques that you were trying to do.
No. That was a total run.
Okay.
So, and I was trying to get it so that, the spots on the mushroom were different color, but it all just ran together. So,
Okay.
again, learning. It's not like I was doing anything, gonna hang it in a museum
Right.
or anything. So it's, just a little journal card in my journal.
Right.
And as I go through, they will get better and better.
Right. So yeah, no, I do like the overall look of mine. It's just things on it that I want to change.
Yeah. I loved playing. I mean, it was so much, it was fun just sitting there playing with it last weekend. So
we had, we got a pad of drawing paper it's thick.
And it's watercolor paper.
And it's watercolor paper so that the inks really take to it nicely, but it's also a nice thickness and sturdiness. And we have something that crops the edges of the card so that you get that rounded look. So I like the overall look of it. I really do. And I enjoy doing it enough that I want to continue doing it.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I'd love to have, something like this that works as like the front of a card.
Right.
Or something like that. And right now, to me, it looks like a 5-year-old did it. So.
Well, one of the things that I did that was an absolute mistake that I actually kind of like is if you look at the fairy, I stamped her in silver first, a grayish silver. And then I didn't think that she came out dark enough. So then I stamped over her in a darker color. And I didn't line it up perfectly. So it looks like she's almost rimmed in silver.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I actually really, really like. So I need to remember that I did that.
So try and repeat that.
Yeah. So I will be adding this to my journal as something that we did. And I will hopefully make notes on it so that I remember what I liked and what I didn't like. But look at that. Isn't that pretty?
That was beautiful.
See, I'm just going to put it right there. And look how pretty that looks against the pink. I may put it in a pocket so that I can use it as a bookmark when I want to. All right.
Yeah. So, again, it's a lesson in, you can't expect to sit down and try something new for the first time and get it right.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
We're the crafty toads.
I find it very frustrating
we should
that I'm
be
not
able
perfect.
to. Also, that things don't magically finish themselves.
I'm not an artistic person.
No.
Right off the bat.
Not at all.
I do not,
I am creative.
I have to work through getting it out of here onto there.
And I think I am better at that than you are.
Yeah.
I am also very much better at looking at somebody's idea and copying it and making it into something that is more mine. But I'm not going to come up with that idea on my own.
Right.
I'm not the creative. I don't have that kind of creative
Well,
brain.
I think again that's a muscle. And
Yeah, but there are certain things that we have done a lot of where I am very good at making things that other people have made first, but coming up with the original idea that my brain doesn't do that.
I think you're better at it in certain areas than you think you are in the things that we've been doing. But I think there are very few things that we have, they say, if you draw every single day, you'll become an artist.
Right.
So,
yeah,
draw every day.
Who has time for that? All right. We hope you guys have a wonderful day.
And a wonderful weekend.
That's right. It's Friday, so we will see you on Monday.
Go forth and create.
And I already said that.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.